Hello, everybody. Today is March 20th, 2017. It is my day 312. Technically, it is the first day of spring, but it does not look like spring. It looks like just kind of a cold and crummy, wet, rainy day. Um, but I know that in a couple weeks, it'll still be a little cold and crummy, but every day a little more sun, a little more sun. And definitely with the vernal equinox, I believe is what this is. That the sun's little ray is coming our way. So I'm trying to remember. I think it passes the equator. Yeah, today passes the equator. So it's in the northern hemisphere going on. So that's really good. And I don't know when if it's at noon. I don't know. This is kind of a big week for me. I have my surgery consult later this week on Friday. And so I'm kind of nervous in a way, but kind of excited in a way. Just curious to see what's going to happen. And I realized this morning that really a lot of it is out of my hands. You know, if I go there and the surgeon says I'm too fat, I need to lose some weight. If I go there and the surgeon says I'm too hairy, I need to do more electrolysis, then I will do. But it's kind of a big step. The other thing that happened or going on this weekend, two instances where someone close to me or someone within my immediate sphere of influence, it's hard. You would think to get the he and him pronouns would not bother me as much as they do, but I guess they do. And it almost makes me feel like I'm a little bit insecure because of it. Like I'm insecure. I'm so, on the one hand, I don't care what other people think. And then on the other hand, I do care what people think. And so, not that there's any thinking involved in it, but, over the weekend with some friends, it kind of was like, and, he's gonna, he needs to do this or something like that, and you're kind of sitting there going, and then it's like, but they catch themselves and they go she, so it's important. And then in the other instance, they, with one of my daughter's friends, and again, I don't. Adults are one thing, children are another. And granted, people are going to call you whatever they want to call you, but again, it was he and him, but I understand, I'm my daughter's father, and so how odd is it to say, your father, she is doing this, and I think it's a bit of mental gymnastics, to say the least, but it's one of those things to get called he and him, and then you're looking down your breast, you're like, oh, my breast's not big enough, am I not pretty enough, can't you tell, and in reality it's maybe it's the baggage we carry around with us. And I tried to figure out, okay, is this something I want to say, and then how would I say it in a way that would be pleasant and persuasive, but I guess all you can do is just say, I just feel the need to let you know that I do prefer, the female pronouns if possible. And I realize it is an adjustment, and it's kind of hard it's not what you're used to, but it's just something that I prefer. And that's all you can do is just remind them, and hopefully they'll remember, and you'll, we will not be a stickler if it happens again. Just we can ask again. That's it's like putting the toilet seat up or down, or closing the kitchen cabinets. It's 10 more seconds or 2 seconds out of your life to close the kitchen cabinet. It's just out of courtesy. I had a friend who I can't think of their name now, person I used to do stuff with. And I took to calling them by a shortcut, a name, like if their name was Nathan, I'd call them Nate, just out of familiarity. And they went out of their way to tell me, no, I want to be called Nathan. I don't like Nate. And it took me a couple times, but I'm like, no, they want to be called Nathan. I want to be called Robin, or Karen. If you really want to oil the works, call me Karen. But I don't go by that, with anybody else. So, and really that's just about it. I did have a chance today to watch a video from early December, and it was funny because it was before my, really where workplace transition full-time type stuff. And, I was still trying to speak kind of in an upper register, and while I was home, hey, it was easy to do. But then, I got to work and my supervisor was like, excuse me? And you're like, I'm using my other voice, and so it kind of took me back. It was like, oh, is that in the whole transition, I think you want to be authentic in everything that you do. You want to be authentic, and for some people it's, for myself too, it was an obstacle to get over, that I would have, my voice is my voice regardless. But then, you would listen to videos on YouTube and they're like, oh, well, if you soften your voice and you don't want to sound like you're, a sex phone operator, you don't want to do that. But if you can soften your voice, or you can, begin to talk in your upper register, and, then you put more emotion into it, then, then you're da-da-da-da. But then the problem is that this is this voice really your voice? It makes you feel better. It makes me feel better, but it works with people that you don't know. But then people you do know are like, what's wrong with your voice? And you're like, oh, this is my new voice. And I don't know. But, for a long time, this is the way I talked around the house. And bless her heart, my daughter didn't make fun of me too much. And then, it didn't survive going to work. It was like, how was your day? And you're like, oh, I'm wonderful. How are you? And they're like, what's going on? And you're like, oh, I got to jump out of it. I hate that transition. Anyway, go back down. Again, it's, I wish I knew. I don't know. I can see. I used to question people who got the voice surgery, and I think it's a crapshoot because of what they do to your vocal cords. But I guess you're stuck one way or the other, which is better. But anyway. All right, well, I got work to do. Just taking a little break, and I'm exercising. I got my weights. I'm going to work out. And good luck to you in your transition. If you're transitioning along, or your life in general, good luck. All right. Till next time. Bye. Good luck.